Lift him up. I am here to raise your spirits. We got a loaded show today, but if you think we're ducking what everyone's talking about today, it's just not happening. Now, if that's too hard for you, or you're going to, drop a little loaf in your pants because of it, that's okay. You got a million things to listen to. Here's the bottom line. We made jokes yesterday, jokes that we never thought were going to come true. Like, we all thought the debates were going to be must-see TV. We all thought that they would be explosive, bordering on personal. What I watched last night, I'm not putting any words in Rico's mouth or David or Roberto's. And Roberto, I don't know if he's aware of what he watched, because when I talked to him, he was a slurry mess. The point is, what I watched last night, all kidding aside, was so much worse than anything I could ever imagine, anything I could conceptualize, fathom. And I have to tell you, Rico was right. By 20 minutes into it, it was cringeworthy. 40 minutes into it, it took everything in me not to change the channel. And by the end of it, I was absolutely exhausted. And I have to tell you, I truly mean this. Like, I shudder to think about, because this is how my mind works. Like if I see an airplane in the sky, I kind of wonder what everyone on there is doing and where they're heading. Like, that's how my mind works. I just shudder at what other countries thought when they watched that. Other civilized, industrialized nations. And they looked at that and they kind of look around their room and they go, wait, these two are the best America can do? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I thought last night, in no uncertain terms, was a complete disgrace. It was a disgrace to whatever American politics is. And it was a disgrace to us as a nation. I mean, it was a total embarrassment. It was two grown men behaving badly, one far worse than the other. Sorry, not sorry. But neither side was beyond the above the fray. You're a clown, you're a dope, your son's a cokehead. It's unbelievable. And look, you're going to vote one way, you're on the left, you're voting left, you're on the right, you're voting right. I don't think anybody's mind got changed. I just want to know from a perspective as you drive to work today, as you pick up the kids from school, as you're teaching your kids at home, I don't know, whatever you're doing. You either watched it or you talked to people who watched it, you have an opinion on it. What is it we watched last night exactly? Because I don't know another word besides
inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
Yes. Like, I don't know that there was a clear winner. I mean, there was a winner by default because one guy came out like hopped up on Adderall and just screaming. I'm just like, what did we watch? The word I used is disgrace. It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing on all sides. But I know Rico is very angry at me for getting him to turn it on last night. He's angry at me for bringing this to the table today. But I want you to know, Rico, I want you to know I love you. And I think you're special.
No, you don't.
You're more beautiful than Cinderella.
No, you don't. Because I should have just stuck to my guns and just finished watching what I was watching. Instead, you know what? I'll give this a shot. It's irresponsible. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. I'll watch. I recorded it, but I said, I'm going to go ahead and just watch it live. Let's see a little sampling. And what I saw, Mike, it was beyond embarrassing. What I saw just made me angry. I saw the worst of the worst. And it was exactly what I thought. There was nothing good about last night. Nothing. But I saw things that I tune in for 10 minutes. And it's probably the worst 10 minutes that I could tune in. It was when Chris Wallace asked President Donald Trump, well, can you right here, right now, denounce, white supremacy? And
that's the 10 minutes you tuned into?
That is the 10 minutes that I turned into.
Rough.
You poor thing. Oh, my God.
So I'm like, okay, Mike, I lean forward on the couch like, you know what? This could be a game changer for Trump. He answers this question right, and a lot of people will look at him differently because this isn't him on Twitter. This isn't him saying, oh, well, you twisted my words. That was the most complete right here, right now, can you do this? Can you simply utter these words that you denounce the white supremacy, the militia groups out there? Can you denounce them, Mr. President? And at that point, he went 74-year-old, huh? What do you want me to say? Speak up. I can't hear you. What? Huh? Tell me what to say, and I'll say it. What do you want me to say? Like, Mr. President, can you simply say this? Mike, he did everything, and then he started storing, Antifa, this and that. Why am I watching this? Why? Why did I let Mike talk me into turning this thing? Mike, at that point, I hated you.
No,
and I hated you. If you would have walked up to me, we would have had a fist fight. It wouldn't have been no, hi, how are you doing? It would have been a flat-out brawl, Southwest Detroit style.
Rico. Listen, okay, Mike, you've touched on something here. No, all jokes aside. Now, you've touched on something because last night I was floored by that moment, but I don't know if anyone's aware of this. I am, in fact, not a black man. I can't imagine what people of color in this nation felt when they watched that. Now, if you want to say, well, he just misspoke, well, too bad. You blew the layup. You're the president, and you don't get to misspeak. And this is a pattern now. He just won't denounce it. And when a specific group that I won't say on the air was brought up, his words were stand aside, stand
back, and stand by.
Yeah, which is basically now a T-shirt for racists.
Right.
I just, how hard would it have been for him to just go, look, racism sucks, and anyone who supports it sucks. Well, next question.
Right.
We're in.
It's not that hard. Hey, President George Bush, do you denounce the Klan and blah, blah? Yes, absolutely. I absolutely. What else you want me to say?
He should have sounded like Mike Singletary. Can't do it. Can't coach him. Can't win with him. Can't do it.
I mean,
that's it. That's it.
I mean, it's once again, Mike. This is why I hated you, because I knew exactly what it was.
Here's what I want from the people.
It was the worst of the worst, and
it isn't like Biden was any bad. It isn't like Biden had a good night. I mean, I'm sorry, but can't put sentences together. He was getting berated. I know that's not a good thing, but he missed 8 million opportunities to have gotcha lines, right? That an idiot like me, just a radio host, right. I could have, zinger. I could have been in there like Ed McMahon. Bang.
Yeah, the can't.
It was bad. It was bad.
The can't put sentences together. Not an excuse, only because I know people who have that. The man overcame stuttering. So
I know that.
If it doesn't come out fluent, okay, fine.
Look,
but that statement in and of itself, let me know exactly.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Wow.
And here's what I want to do. That's not. I want to try.
That's not a. Wait, hold on, Mike. So that's not a deal breaker. That's what bothers me. It's not a deal breaker for some people. It doesn't upset them because then they'll go off and start saying, well, what about Chicago and all of this and Antifa and blah, blah, blah and Queen Latifah and whatever. Instead,
Queen Latifah. What did she do, man? She's selling makeup.
Antifa,
don't involve the Queen.
Latifah, whatever, man. It's like, can't you at least acknowledge the fact that is wrong?
Man, she's just selling mascara. Leave the Queen alone.
No, it's not a deal breaker. And it's not.
What is not? What are you speaking of? What do you mean? What's not a deal breaker? What do you mean?
The fact that here's the thing: you can vote for whoever you want to vote for. If you're a Republican and you vote for Donald Trump, fine. But the fact that it's not a deal breaker that this man won't denounce racist groups. This man will say racist and misogynist things. That's not a deal breaker. If that doesn't bother you, you need to ask yourself, what's wrong with me? And don't sit here and point to, well, what about Chicago? And what about all of this stuff? No. That wasn't the question last night. He, plain and simple, could have just ended it right there. And instead, he passed, stand by, stand back, and stand by. The fact that it doesn't bother you. Voting for Donald Trump doesn't make you a racist. Let me get that clear. But if you don't have a problem with what this man says, that's my problem. You should be angry. That shouldn't represent you, but you're letting it represent you by saying, no. It's, Mike, to me, it's the next door neighbor that you know is beating his wife. You hear the screams. But you know what? He gets me great seats to the game, and he makes a great barbecue, and we drink beers together. Other than beating his wife, he's a cool guy. That's what I see. Certain things in life should be enough to make you just hit the pause button, reevaluate your life, and say, what am I doing here? I can't hang with them. Mike, we got clauses in our contract that if we go out and do heinous things, we got morality clauses. We're done. We're fired. This station's not going to stand by if we do certain things. Everybody can have a difference of opinion, but certain things should be enough that make you want to say enough. I can't hang with you. We can't be boys. I don't support this way of thinking. Plain and simple. But I know instead, right now I can already hear it. Hatchet, the ticket texts are all yours today. Because I can already hear, well, Black Lives Matters and the Marxists and blah, blah, blah. I didn't say anything about that. And that's why I said, Mike, I just got angry because it showed me what the world is. Dude, I had to go out this morning. I told Hatchet this. Now, I had to clear my mind on the walk. I had to dial up some Kirk Franklin. I had to hear some gospel music. I needed some church in my life this morning because this world is so bad. That it was like, what's the point? It was hopeless. You want to know a word for last night, Mike? Hopeless. That's my word for last night. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Continue, please.
No, I'm done, man. I got nothing. It bothers me. That's what bothers me. The fact that right there, I'm leaning forward on the couch like, okay, tell me something. This is your chance, man. Be presidential. Be presidential.
Here you go, buddy.
Stand up.
There you go, Rico.
Dude.
Is this you on the walk?
This was me on the walk, man. This was me on the walk. This was one of the songs, man. Guy riding the bike. I had to sing this out loud. I had to get Jesus back in my soul because I don't believe in anything anymore. I saw the worst of the worst last night, Mike, and I blamed you for that. The worst of the worst. That's what I saw.
I owe you one. Here's what I want to say. I'll continue momentarily because I want to keep somewhat of a time frame here. I think Rico said this best. I don't care who you vote for. Okay, I don't. And frankly, last night just made me just not want to vote. Straight up. So I'm not asking. In fact, I don't care who you vote for, and I don't want you to say who you're going to vote for. All I want to know is what did we watch, and how do you respond to what Rico said? Because I think it's a fascinating point. That if you were going to vote for Trump, you're basically saying that it's not a deal breaker that he won't denounce racists. That's essentially what it boils down to. You can call it white supremacist or militia-based groups that are white supremacists. It's really about racism. So Rico's example of, bro, your neighbor threw his wife down a flight of stairs, and you're like, yeah, but he gives me a case of beer every month. He's a good guy. You're like, no, but he flung her down the stairs.
Right. You see the broken arms. You see the dotted eyes. You see all of this.
Right.
But man, the barbecue, man, is so good.
I want people to be comfortable responding. All right. I think Rico said it best. Voting for a certain person, I don't think it makes you a bad person. But wasn't that a moment last night that got you to at least go, huh? I don't know. Hey, you know what? Maybe nobody will call. We'll find out. I know we got several people on the line. I'd really love to see 10 lines on this. Because everyone,
honestly, I don't, because all I think is we're starting up the chili pot.
No, we're not. No, Rico, this is what most shows won't do, and this is something where I think you have a unique perspective, and I think it's it's an issue that whether it was friends texting me last night or people I'm talking to today, everyone's talking about this, right? Like, yes, I get it. I'm pissed Adrian Peterson's the lead back here in Detroit. It doesn't register. This is bigger. And your opinion on this, your question on this is worth it. It's worth the time. And I want to do it.
Pick up the phone and start dialing.
248-539-9797. I don't care who you're voting for. What the hell did we watch last night? And I want you to answer Rico's question. Simple as that. There's no great segue into talking about mortgages, so here we go. Both feet. Whee! Into the pool.